Let me tell you something the Galactic Council will never record officially. Not because it didn't happen. It did. Every humiliating, catastrophic detail happened exactly as I'm about to describe it. They won't archive it because they're embarrassed. Historically embarrassed. Embarrassed enough that they should engrave an apology onto a moon and launch it toward Earth. But I'm getting ahead of myself. My name is Vale Dorak, Senior Observer, 3rd rank, Sector 7 Omega. Officially, my assignment was to monitor and document the behavioral patterns of Class 4 civilizations. In reality, I sat in a cloaked observation pod above a small blue planet and watched the most bewildering species in recorded history repeatedly violate every predictive model we possess, and win anyway. Yes, the humans. You've heard of them now. Everyone has. But back then, when High Commander Zorovel stood before the Galactic Security Council and declared, "We should remove Earth from the protected list. They are too volatile, too unpredictable, too human," the chamber erupted in applause. Every delegate, every appendage, every misplaced ounce of confidence. I did not applaud. I filed a protest. 11 pages. They used it as a beverage coaster. On the 14th cycle of the Oran calendar, year 4402, the Council officially withdrew Earth's protected status. There was ceremony. There were signatures. There was even a press release, as if the universe runs on announcements. Understand this. The protection shield was not just defensive infrastructure. It was a message to every expansionist empire lurking in deep space. Do not touch this world. It is under our watch. When the shield came down, the message changed. Open season. I was in orbit when the Corith Empire received the news. Fleet Commander Bolvan, a 7-armed creature with an ego to match, laughed so hard he fell from his command chair. I have the recording. There is no dignity in it. He assembled 40 warships. 40. He announced, "We will take that little wet rock in 3 rotations. Maybe 2 if their traffic is light." His crew laughed. They all laughed. I made a note in my observation log. These beings are about to die. Not maliciously. Clinically. The way one notes that wrestling a Tharvan beast barehanded rarely ends well. Here is what the Council never understood. What Bolvan never researched. What every predictive algorithm failed to model. Humans do not fight when they are safe. They fight when they are cornered. There is a catastrophic difference. As the Corith fleet calculated its approach vector, something shifted on Earth. The species that argues constantly, loudly and with impressive creativity, went silent. Global networks lit up. Every frequency, every satellite, every channel. The shield was gone. Then nothing. 6 hours of planetary silence. Bolvan interpreted that as fear. I did not. I had observed humanity for 9 years. I had seen them defy probability, gravity, and occasionally logic itself. Even so, I was unprepared. Because when humanity responded, they did not send a distress call. They did not beg. They did not threaten. They transmitted their own coordinates with a single line attached. "You want us? Come get us." I stared at that message for a long time. Then I repositioned my observation pod to a significantly safer distance. Mostly precautionary. Bolvan received the message and laughed again. He forwarded it fleet-wide with a note. "They are inviting us. How adorable." He increased approach speed. I increased distance. The Corith fleet exited faster than light travel at the edge of Earth's system. 40 warships. Bolvan's flagship was named Undying Fist. I am not exaggerating. The Corith have 7 different words for conqueror. They have none for retreat. They were about to expand their vocabulary. The instant they arrived, Earth's orbital grid activated. The Council had assumed that because humans were classified Class 4, their defenses would be moderate, predictable, manageable. What the Council failed to consider was this. Humans spend centuries preparing for disasters they hope never happen. They are aggressively optimistic pessimists. Peaceful, prepared, productively paranoid. The first Corith vessel was destroyed before Bolvan finished his opening speech. I know the timestamp precisely. His transmission cuts mid-sentence. "Today we claim what the Council has. Impact. Static. Screaming. 3 ships gone in 4 minutes." To Bolvan's credit, he adapted quickly. He split the fleet in a classic pincer maneuver, elegant, efficient, devastating under normal conditions. The humans had already repositioned. I reviewed the sensor logs 47 times. Earth's platforms shifted before Bolvan completed the split command. Either they predicted him, intercepted him, or, and this is my preferred theory, they simply assumed, 40 ships? Of course they'll attempt a pincer. They always attempt a pincer. Prepare accordingly. Humans are infuriatingly logical under pressure. By the time the Corith attempted to regroup, 11 ships were gone. Bolvon transmitted a demand for surrender. It sounded less like a demand and more like a suggestion. Earth replied in 4 seconds. No, thank you. Also, your left flank has a fuel leak. You may want to address that. The left flank did, in fact, have a fuel leak. How they knew remains unresolved. I have asked repeatedly. No one answers. Bolvon retreated not home, but just beyond the system's edge. He needed to reconsider, to breathe, to process that he had just lost 11 warships to a civilization labeled manageable. The rest of the galaxy was watching. Every empire, every opportunist, every predator waiting for weakness. What they saw was simple. 40 warships entered. 11 did not survive 30 minutes. The silence that followed across interstellar channels was immense. Then Earth transmitted a second message. Not to Bolvon, to everyone, every council member, every empire, every fleet hovering just beyond sensor range. The message was concise. Humans are extremely concise when necessary. The shield is gone. We noticed. Now you understand what that means. The next fleet that enters the system does not leave. We were never dependent on protection. Attached. Full battle footage. All 30 minutes. Unedited. Precise. Educational. I remained in orbit. Earth looked the same as always, blue, calm, unapologetically still. Then I opened a direct channel to the Galactic Council. High Commander Zorovel answered. He did not look pleased. I said, 11 pages. I sent you 11 pages. He closed the channel. I filed 12 more. When I finalized my report, it was not about the battle. Not about the ships. Not even about the Council's mistake. Contained only one conclusion. Humanity was never protected. The galaxy was, and we removed the shield from the wrong side. History will record that the Council withdrew Earth's protection. History will not record what truly happened. We withdrew the only species capable of protecting everyone else. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.